Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is News Now at noon.
And thanks for joining us. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel.
Now at noon, Raise the Age is in effect. What does that mean for teens accused of a crime?
And a stretch of a local highway is dedicated to a hero killed in combat.
But first, we check in with Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, who's tracking some rain this morning. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin and Matt, and I don't see myself up on the key wall. Let me step off the wall and see if that'll come back. You may see me up there, but no, I do. There I am. And this is a live look at First Defense Doppler radar. And you can see here that we've had the rain that has moved through from west to east today. A lot of the heavier rain has started moving out to the east, but there will be some more rain showers and thunderstorms that we will be going through as we go throughout the afternoon. 2 links 1, which is our main graphics, and I'll show you that the Storm Prediction Center actually does have a standard slight risk in effect for pretty much the extreme eastern portion of the southern tier, which rides all the way right around the state line. And there is a marginal risk in effect for everybody else. And this is for the potential for some gusty winds with a low pressure area that's going to be moving our way. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. 66 was the high yesterday. 59 was the low this morning. Again, these are the records for today. And again, over the past 24 hours, 0.64 inches of rain has been gauged at the airport north of the city. So for the early afternoon, showers and thunderstorms will come back once again for the afternoon hours, 66 degrees for the early afternoon. As we go into the later afternoon, the rain will continue heavy at times as well. We don't think the rain will be very heavy to allow for some major flash flooding, but definitely some minor flooding possible. Showers linger tonight, and we'll probably dip back into the upper 50s. We'll talk more about that severe weather threat a little bit later on in the show. JM Matt.
Dakota, I'll see you then. 16-year-olds now are accused of a crime in New York State will no longer go straight to adult criminal court. Raise the Age, the law signed by New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo last year, aimed to keep adolescent offenders separate from adults, and that was rolled out yesterday. And prior to Monday, New York was one of just a few states still treating 16 and 17-year-old offenders as adults in the criminal justice system. Among other things, the law establishes a new youth part of state Supreme Court, presided over by a family court judge trained to handle misdemeanor cases of 16-year-olds. Previously, those went to adult criminal court.
Now, Matt, we've seen a lot of people very much interested in this story online and at WNY News Now, dating all the way back to when the idea was proposed, and then obviously it went through the system here in New York, and then Cuomo signing it. Although a lot of people, still aren't quite off the hook. People think that this is very much going to just let these kids, roam free. Violent felonies won't automatically fall underneath this new adolescent system, but 16 and 17-year-olds accused of those crimes will now have certain other protections. For example, their parents must be notified of an arrest, and then their parents or legal counsel would have to be present during questioning. And they must also be read their Miranda rights, which is something that I found very interesting when reading the law, is the fact that it's already in the United States, according to the Supreme Court ruling, you have to be read your Miranda rights, but not quite the case here in New York, according to this law.
Yeah, I guess not. And so next October, 17-year-olds will be added under that law.
Right.
Now, what I'm going to do real quick, just a live update. This is amazingness of Facebook Live. Let's see if anybody has commented. I've reached out to local agencies just to see, how that's going to affect them. And let's see, here we go. I asked, and I'll get more into it later on the website, but I asked District Attorney Patrick Swanson how this would affect him from the prosecutor's angle. And he said that the law will have a significant impact on this county. It will single-handedly increase the already high demands on local law enforcement, local family and surrogate court, the county attorney's office, and my office. It puts in place new rules on how to handle the 16-year-olds beginning yesterday, and then next October 1st, the 17-year-olds. The new rules affect how those defendants can be processed, arraigned, transported, housed, prosecuted and sentenced. And he talked about the youth part. And there's a lot more reaction from him that I'll have up later. But
and it's certainly very interesting, Matt, to see from DA Swanson. I know I've spoke to County Executive Borrello about this and how now they need separate facilities for these juveniles, and that's going to be a huge strain on the county. So certainly, something that we'll continue to follow here and talk about as the days go on. Yes. Other news, though, that we're following today, the cause of a Sunday evening fire that destroyed one Dunkirk home and damaged 2 others remains under investigation. The Dunkirk Fire Department telling us that an unoccupied residence on Lakeshore Drive East was fully involved in fire when they arrived on Sunday. Firefighters worked hard to control that blaze that extended onto the neighboring structures. A total of 7 people are homeless right now and being assisted by the Red Cross. Thankfully, Matt, no one was injured in that blaze. But certainly looking at this picture from the Dunkirk Fire Department, just incredible amount of fire coming off of that structure. And, we had a horrible fire a few weeks ago here in Jamestown where a woman and her children were left homeless who we talked to about how right now they need donations. So certainly donations and our thoughts and prayers are with those 7 there in the North County.
Yes, and that's the thing about the fires. Everybody, including us sometimes,
right.
We get so wrapped up, like right when the fire starts,
right.
We don't think about the impact until after. So, yes, our thoughts and prayers are with, those 7 people that are without a home right now, as well as anybody else that has suffered fire damage, and we wish you guys nothing but the best.
Right, exactly.
Meanwhile, the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office, they say they've been awarded a grant from New York State's Traffic Safety Committee, and that's to study the county's traffic safety impact of the warning ticket program. In an unprecedented type of program in New York State, Sheriff Joe Gerasi started a warning ticket program in 2013, allowing his deputies to have more discretion when it comes to issuing warnings for minor traffic offenses. Gerasi said the purpose of the program is to correct driving behavior without subjecting motorists to fines and other expenses. Since then, the warning ticket program has been duplicated elsewhere in the state. The grant includes funding for an analysis of the existing data, which will study if warning ticket recipients are more or less likely to be stopped again, and if they are more or less likely to be involved in traffic accidents.
And this is so very interesting, Matt, because we see all the time that departments can give you a warning, well, don't do it again. But this certainly tracks that data and says, all right, here's a warning ticket. And certainly nice to see that a model from right here in our own very own Chautauqua County is being duplicated and utilized by the state elsewhere, kind of setting an example, really.
Yeah, it's definitely something. Well, first off, I'm thankful for because I'm kind of a speeder.
You
How
are?
about you?
Oh, really? I would never have guessed.
Sheriff Gerasi, if you're watching this, you didn't hear it. Chief Snelling's, anybody, you did not hear
Just
that.
slow down and don't text and drive.
Okay,
not
now
that
I don't do that.
It's not good to text and drive. Don't do that. So but certainly good Sheriff Joe for implementing that, and we'll of course continue to monitor that as that goes on. I want to check in with the comments, saying hello to John, to Wendy as well. Looks like all of you are asking about our recreational marijuana story. Well, we'll have much more details on that coming up next here, as recreational marijuana indeed will soon be legal from our neighbors to the north, how Border Patrol agents are preparing that.
And later, a stretch of highway dedicated for a fallen hero, as News Now at noon pushes on.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Fall is here, and Dorler Landscape Designs is ready to help you with fall cleanup. Visit their website, dorlerlandscape.com, and download their fall cleanup special coupon. For more than 2 decades, Dorler Landscape Designs has worked hard to get your property ready for winter. And once the snow falls, count on Dorler Landscape Designs to keep your driveway clear. Call Dorler Landscape Designs today and let us work for you. Dorler Landscape Designs at dorlerlandscape.com.
The weather is heating up, and so are the deals at Express Bike and Auto, right here in Jamestown, located at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension. They are your one-stop shop for all of your vehicle, ATV, and motorcycle needs. They even sell vehicles, and guess what? Financing is available. So what are you waiting for? Get to Express Bike and Auto right here in Jamestown at 1761 Foot Avenue Extension now.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
Canada will legalize recreational marijuana later this month, and U.S. Border Patrol agents say they're ready for increased traffic at the border. Agents warn anyone that may try to sneak marijuana back in the United States will face anything from a fine to a zero-tolerance policy. Now, searchers say the strong smell of that plant will alert officers, and travelers will get a secondary look to make sure that marijuana isn't in the vehicle. Anyone who gets caught could be arrested and fined $500. Border Patrol urges people planning to use marijuana in Canada to spend the night or have a designated driver for the way home. Recreational marijuana will be legal in Canada starting October 17th.
And it is important to note, Justin, I don't know if I've heard this yet, so it's probably something I want to confirm. But wouldn't it, depending on how much you have, if you have a crap ton coming over, and
right,
couldn't it be a federal offense?
Yeah, absolutely. I would imagine they could think that you were trafficking marijuana. Yeah. But it gets so tricky, right? Because in Canada, it is legal. It is legal to have marijuana. But in the United States, federally, it's still not. But some states, obviously, like Colorado.
Think about, and I'm glad you brought Colorado up, because my understanding is, and again, it probably depends on how much you have, but if you bring some marijuana from Colorado, which is a legal state, to let's say Texas. Right. Texas isn't legal.
Right.
So bring it there. That's a federal offense for bringing it intrastate.
Right.
No.
Interstate. Correct.
Yeah, interstate. Yes. Intras within. Okay. Interstate. Yes.
Right. So certainly interesting to see, and I know a lot of people on social media are very much getting up in arms about this, and we'll continue to watch this, and very, very interesting nevertheless.
Because you have some people that are really, really against marijuana, and then you have other people that like marijuana, and they don't want this stuff at the border. So it'll be interesting to see.
Exactly.
Yep. So, Justin, what's going on here?
Could you talk about the next story?
Oh, yeah, okay. That's all right.
Looks like it was an error in our script.
Oh, so. I love errors, but not errors here, because after more than a year of negotiations, a new trade agreement was reached for the U.S., Canada, and Mexico just hours before the midnight deadline. The rules encourage more auto manufacturing in the U.S. and higher wages for the Americans that are making those parts. Natasha Chen has why officials say this may also affect the price we pay for dairy, chicken, and wheat right here in Western New York.
Throughout the campaign, I promised to renegotiate NAFTA, and today we have kept that promise.
President Donald Trump says the newly named United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, is the largest U.S. trade deal ever made. The agreement came together hours before the October 1st deadline.
There were a number of moments when the thing could have died. They kept picking it up, kept pressing the case.
The deal requires 40 to 45% of auto content be made by workers earning at least $16 an hour.
The most advanced protections for workers ever.
And requires more of a vehicle's parts to be made in North America in order for the car to be free from tariffs. Automaker Ford says it's very encouraged by this. Quote, the benefits of scale and global reach will help to drive volume and support manufacturing jobs.
Dairy was a deal breaker.
In a win for the U.S., the deal will also open up some of Canada's dairy market to U.S. farmers that could produce better prices in the U.S.
Milk, butter, cheese, yogurt, and ice cream.
This deal must be signed by Congress within 60 days, a Congress that could include a Democratic-controlled House after midterm elections.
There could be Democratic support for this. There's a lot of things worked into these agreements with Mexico and Canada that are very helpful to workers and labor unions for that matter. So let's see. We might be surprised.
In Washington, I'm Natasha Chen.
The president said steel and aluminum tariffs remain in place on Canadian and Mexican exports. White House officials say they will negotiate this issue separately from this trade deal.
And you know, Matt, this is a lot of good news for people who live right here in Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties, because there's a number of dairy farmers who, you know, we've seen has reached out to areas like for Tom Reed and you know, and other House partners and representatives to try to raise awareness to this issue. So certainly now they have hopefully a bigger market with you know, Canada right at the north of our borders. We're just talking about taking their dairy.
Yeah, I do actually remember. It's ironic that you bring up Tom Reed, because I think it was a month and a half ago when they got the agreement between the U.S. and Mexico. On that day, Tom Reed was in Westfield. Tom Reed, George Borello, a couple other officials at a grape farm, and they were talking about everything that was going on. And boom, right at 11 o'clock, there's the agreement. So just thinking about how stuff works and when it works.
Right, and certainly that trickle down that you know is good news out of Washington. I know it seems like, you know, a lot of people around here maybe disconnect from that, but certainly either way, and in this portion, it's good news for people who are trying to, you know, maybe you own a dairy farm in Kennedy and you're trying to connect with that. So certainly.
And one quick final note: I did speak to a farmer actually a while ago, and they were talking about how, with the uncertainty of everything with Canada, they were actually struggling a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see now how American farmers benefit from, you know, the agreement.
Right, absolutely. A portion of State Route 20 in the town of Pomfret has been named after U.S. Army Sergeant Jonathan Golinitsa Memorial Highway in honor of the Pomfret native who died in combat in 2012. The new name honors the sergeant's sacrifice when he was killed in a roadside bombing in Afghanistan. He was assigned to the United States Army's 1st Squadron of the 91st Cavalry Regiment, part of the 173rd Airborne Brigade combat team based in Germany. A graduate of Southern Tier Levant Christian High School and served in the United States Navy for 5 years before serving the Army. We salute you, sir, and we thank you for your sacrifice. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter has details on our 7-day after this.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Turn to Brotherhood Property Maintenance for all your lawn care and landscaping needs. Serving both commercial and residential lots. Check out Jamestown's fastest growing landscaping crew on Facebook or call us now to book an appointment. The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, enter their 30-day challenge, where for only $69, you get 30 days of unlimited everything. That's right, everything, along with 2 one-on-one personal training sessions. Then, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get the next month free. Plus, the first place winner will get 2 Buffalo Bills tickets or a $100 gift card. Details right now on the Fitness Bunkers Facebook page.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now. First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
Hey, welcome back to News Now at noon. And let's kick off this weather segment with another live look at First Defense Doppler radar. You can see we've had a few little shower here just south of Jamestown that's popping up here. But a lot of the widespread rain is actually off to our east. And I'm going to step into the office to control the radar just for 1 second because we'll put this in a time lapse over the past couple hours. And you can see how the rain has been moving from east to west, a lot of that steadier rain moving on out. And there actually is a flash flood watch for areas out to the east. It does not include any area of western New York. As you can see here, the counties that are shaded in that shade of green is that flash flood watch, and this is mainly for areas out to the east. This does not affect any part of western New York. This is essentially for areas near Binghamton for that heavy rain. Let's go to the main graphic system and we'll take a look at the SkyVision camera network. This is coming from the Mill Creek Mall. You can see the clouds really socked in there, traffic flowing pretty well there. And then the next camera we have loaded in here is actually the Lakewood SkyVision camera. You can see here traffic flowing nicely there, but again, clouds really just socked in as well, and that's really going to be the story throughout the day today as we go throughout the day. So there's a warm front that's acting as a boundary that is pushing this low pressure area, and it's going to be moving directly across our area through the afternoon. This is going to be the culprit of some of the rain and storms that we're going to be going through this afternoon. So the Storm Prediction Center has a standard slight risk for the extreme southern, southeastern part of the southern tier, rides all the way down to the state line, and then a marginal risk everywhere else. And this is for that low pressure area for the potential for gusty winds and some heavy rainfall. So here's your first defense on all the data that you're going to need to know. The main timing window for we think the best time for some of the strongest activity between 1 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's a good timing window there. And it's mainly going to be a damaging wind gust threat, and definitely some heavy rain is possible out of this as well. So again, this is something we're going to keep an eye on as we go throughout the afternoon. Live look downtown Jamestown from the News Now cam. You can see clouds, again, just really socked in. Not a whole lot of difference there. 66 is the current temp at the airport. There's that dew point of 65. And again, that definitely means there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere when the dew point and the air temperature are closer together. Let's time it out for you here on Future Scan. This is the higher res version of our in-house computer model. You can see it's picking up on that rain, a little bit of a break, and then these showers and storms start to pop up. And this is going to be the main concern with these storms that pop up. Some of those could be stronger with some strong wind gusts as well. It kind of dies down for the overnight, and then the nighttime hours should dry out, leading to a mostly dry Wednesday. So temperatures today will top out in the lower 70s, maybe around 69 near Dunkirk. Showers and storms, definitely heavy rain possible with those. Inland we go into the mountain and valley areas. Lower 70s will do it here. Again, some of those storms could contain some gusty winds, so have that app on your phone. And also worth mentioning too, there'll be a national test of WEA, the wireless emergency alerts on your phone tomorrow afternoon. So there'll be a test of that. And here in New York, we get tornado warnings, flash flood warnings, and amber alerts. Those are the three that are pushed to your phone automatically. So there'll be a national test for that tomorrow. So just be a heads up for that. Your future on the screen. 72 degrees Wednesday, 71 Thursday. We should be around 65 this time of the year. And then, hey, we'll make it to Friday. But that one, take a look at Monday. We'll make a run at 80 next Monday. Boy, summer is not giving up yet. Norman Rodriguez will have sports right after this.
Hey, this is Ryan Hedrick reporting from the Jamestown Bowling Company, where the bowling is off the hook, the food is even better, and the camaraderie watching sports is oh so great.
The food is fantastic and the drinks are cold.
Mark was bowling almost a perfect game. Mark, do you come here a lot?
Every day.
Wow, Mark comes here every day. No excuse for you not to get to Jamestown Bowling Company on Foote Avenue. Jamestown Bowling Company. Eat, drink, bowl, and be merry. The Frewsburg Pharmacy is the small-town pharmacy with big-time service. Located at 26 West Main Street, Greg Nelson treats his customers like family, so you know you are in good hands when you walk through the door. The Frewsburg Pharmacy has everything you need and more, including a gift shop for the seasons. Stop down to the Frewsburg Pharmacy today and let the staff show you why the Frewsburg Pharmacy is the pharmacy that cares about you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Happy Tuesday, sports fans, and welcome back to News Now at Noon. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at some sports headlines. The Jamestown Red Raiders men's soccer team blanked the Williamsview North Spartans in a 7-0 victory yesterday. The Red Raiders improved to 2-1 for the season. Jamestown will travel next Wednesday to face off against the Frontier Falcons. The Buffalo Sabres seek to right the ship this season as they open up Thursday at home against the Boston Bruins. Puck will drop at 7 and the game will be on MSG Western New York. 8 teams are set to battle tomorrow night, including the defending Stanley Cup champs Washington Capitals, who will host the Bruins. Former Buffalo Bills quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick will once again be relegated to backup after the Buccaneers bye week. Buccaneers former number 1 pick Jameis Winston will be back to start in Week 6 when the Buccaneers face off against their division rival Falcons. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very, very much. Isn't he? You do such a good job every day. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm mad at Ryan Fitzpatrick. He ruined my fantasy league, and I don't want to talk about sports anymore, or else I'm going to walk off the set.
I don't know why anybody's surprised, because didn't Ryan Fitzpatrick do diddly squat nothing for Buffalo?
He's done nothing for everybody.
Like Roy Palette. Oh, were you talking, Norm? I'm sorry.
He's done nothing for every team.
That's right. Well, you start out the season with 2 or 3 great games, and then he just blows it. And I should have known. Rory, if you're out there watching, you were right. I was wrong.
Well, he played for Buffalo. What more do you want?
On that note, before I get kicked out of the studio by Dakota Hunter by talking about how the Patriots are cheaters, Jamestown High School will hold its annual homecoming weekend this Friday and Saturday. The annual homecoming parade will take place Friday night at 6 o'clock, and that will begin at Allen Park Ice Arena, and it will go to Strider Field. The JHS Varsity Red Raiders football team will play Frontier at 7 o'clock. Homecoming activities continue Saturday with one home sporting event, and that will be the Varsity Boys Soccer home game versus Southwestern at 2 o'clock. And throughout the school week, JHS will celebrate Spirit Week with a pep rally Friday. Each day has a different theme. Today, Tuesday, Twin Day. That's always excellent. Wednesday,
I always felt left out of Twin Day because I don't have a twin. So,
well,
I bet real twins would do really well with that.
You know what tomorrow is? Wednesday? Hawaiian Day. No, I don't care about that. And Dakota's going to yell at me, but Hawaiian pizza, baby.
No.
That's disgusting.
Oh, my gosh.
Pineapples do not go on a pizza.
Well, Thursday and Friday, you can't go wrong. Thursday's Decade Day. Friday, Red and Green Day. So you can't go wrong there. Don't yell at me. And the Jamestown Axemen, a professional firefighter group, will collect school supplies for their Fill the Bus campaign, and that will be before Friday night's game.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Matt.
both entrances.
It's a great organization, so certainly donate to it. Last final seconds here.
And you could be like me, who took 3 girls to the homecoming dance. Let's take a look at that Quick Solutions 7-day. You can see showers and storms today. Small potential, some of them could be severe. We'll be here watching that. Take a look at next Monday. We'll make a run at 80 next Monday. Woof.
Wow.
We should be near 65 this time.
3 girls.
3 girls.
We have a discussion after this.
That's the real story.
Grab the
here.
cheesecake and we'll talk about it.
Thank you, guys.
Look at those raindrops on the News Now cam.
Yeah, a live look outside. A little wet, so a little moist. Actually, I love that word, moist.
Weirdo.
I won't ask
nice.
why.
Be nice, be nice. That's it for us. We're back tomorrow. In the meantime, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. Have a great day.
Goodbye.